My name is Janice Mayo, and this is my story. I was born a long, long time ago, well, in 1974, in a land far, far away, in a little old country called Ireland. I grew up in the outskirts of Dublin. I spent my childhood running through green fields looking for leprechauns and fairies. I still have yet to meet one, and yes, I do believe they exist. Old castle ruins were everywhere to be seen, and as a kid I imagined many a fantastic story about the old kings and queens of Ireland. I read books on Fionn and dreamt of the children of Lear. At night my family sat around the fire in the kitchen, yes, in the kitchen. We didn't have central heating or running hot water, so the fire heated the water in the boiler. I still shiver thinking about it today. We ate stews and lots of potatoes. And some of those nights, my father would tell my sister and I magical stories. They always involved some talking animal, and they always had a moral. He also told us stories about the banshee, which terrified me. A banshee is a spirit that usually appears crying or keening if a family member in that household is about to die. Come to think of it, my dad's stories were not kid-friendly at all. It always rained in Ireland. It seemed like every day. The winters would go on forever and ever. The days were so short and the nights so long. The clouds hung really low and we lived for the summer. The summers were spent on Portmarnock Beach. Oh, how I loved those summers. My family would set up our stalls and sell pots of tea and fish and chips for the summertime. Yes, I did say pots of tea. Irish people can't even go to the beach without drinking tea. They were the good old days. But even as a child, I dreamed of leaving and making my way to America, the land of the free, home of the brave. I always knew that one day I would make it there. All through school, when people asked me what I was going to do when I grew up, I said I'm going to emigrate to America. When I was 23, my two friends and I decided to go to San Francisco. I can remember arriving in the city like it was yesterday. I fell in love with this city. It was so different, so bright, so colourful. I walked up Haight Street and was blown away by all the different types of people and shops. It was nothing like Dublin. I spent the first few days walking all around the city and I finally made my way to the Golden Gate Bridge. What a sight. I think I knew then that I wasn't going back to home anytime soon. I met my husband a couple of years later and we ran off to Vegas and got married. What a day. His Italian-American family took me in and made me one of their own. We finally went back to Ireland and had the big Irish wedding with friends and family from both sides. What a day. Fast forward a few years later to the day that changed my whole life. October 12, 2010, Jackson James Mayo was born. I still love living here in America, but some days I long for home. I tell my son stories of my youth and sing him Irish songs, and he laughs and says that I talk funny, which is apparently not cool for a 7-year-old. We go to the St. Patrick's Day parade and wave our flags and show our pride. Every summer we go home for 6 magical weeks, where my son gets a glimpse of how I grow up, where he sings songs with his cousins, drinks cups of tea, and visits old castles. We ride in Jarvis and take in the beauty that is Ireland. My hope for him when he grows up is that he feels like I do, that he has 2 homes, one here in San Francisco and one in Ireland.